Good afternoon. I'm Alan Unell, and this series of videos is Healthcare Advocacy, where we address problems in the healthcare system and try to take actions to make a better system for all of us. Today we're going to talk about pharmacy benefit managers as well as a number of other things. But before we get too far, I want to tell you that down below in the YouTube description box is a link to the Healthcare Advocacy newsletter. It has all the backup material and references that I discussed together with the actions. And you can subscribe for free there and get this stuff delivered to your inbox every day. So the first topic, pharmacy benefit managers skate by again. Recall that a pharmacy benefit manager is a middleman in the prescription drug world. They decide what your health insurance will cover for drugs, how much you have to pony up as a copay. They take kickbacks from drug makers to include drugs on the approved list for your insurance plan. That's called a formulary. They demand and get low reimbursements to drug stores, and they cheat the real insurance companies by charging more than was reimbursed to the drugstore. It's pretty good. They make money all over the place. 3 PBMs control between 80 and 90% of all the prescriptions managed by insurance plans in the US. It is incredible. Anyway, there's a lot of legislation in Congress to rein in the practices which are bad and are damaging. They also, I didn't mention it, but one of the things they do by having drugs on the formulary, they pretty much decide what you will get, not your doctor. Your doctor may have a better idea of a drug that you would benefit from, and if it's not on the formulary, you just get to pay for the whole thing. Anyway, so there's a lot of legislation in Congress to rein in their practices, and it's another bad example of where money interests stand between you and your doctor. Sadly, a healthcare package that would have advanced pharmacy benefit manager legislation and other healthcare priorities, including enhanced community health center funding, is not going to move alongside the next round of federal appropriations. Committee leaders who had hoped to build a legislative package around bipartisan PBM measures and other popular items were unable to come to an agreement, and the Senate and House and leadership declined to add healthcare legislation to the fiscal 2024 government funding bill that they actually passed already. They are not encouraged to move forward. I need to take a deep breath, because there is a flood of money into the campaign chests of our elected representatives. According to OpenSecrets.org, that tracks campaign contributions, the pharmaceuticals and health products industry provided, get this, $89,091,362 in contributions to super PACs and other outside spending groups in 2020 for the election in 2020. Look, all that goes away with universal health care. Then we, the people, get to negotiate drug prices, all of them, with no bribery middlemen standing in the middle of the system. Okay, well, it's another call for universal health care. Let's have some kind of good news. AstraZeneca and Boehringer Ingelheim are two manufacturers that make really important inhalers for people that have trouble breathing. And good news, they're dropping the price. They were sort of shamed into it by having their chief executives in Congress in front of the Senate. Anyway, they're going to drop their inhaler prices to $35 a month in the United States. This move comes after Wisconsin Senator Baldwin and her colleagues launched an investigation into the high cost that Americans pay for these inhalers, and they demanded answers from 4 of the biggest manufacturers, including AstraZeneca and Boehringer Ingelheim, on why they charge hundreds of dollars more for their products in the US than elsewhere. Let me give you an example. This stuff runs from $200 to $600 in the US. If you go to France, it's $35 to $60. Shoot me, it's the same stuff. Anyway, starting June 1st, 2024, AstraZeneca will cap their US inhaler respiratory medicines at $35 a month for eligible patients. Earlier this month, Boehringer Ingelheim announced that they are capping their prices for inhalers on June 1st of this year. Extra credit, you know what? I'm going to list Tammy Baldwin's phone number, and you can give her a call and say thank you. Just say thank you for doing that. Okay, Arizona lawmaker needs an abortion. Can she get it? Well, the answer is yes, but can other people get it? A pregnant Arizona lawmaker, she's in the State House in Arizona, revealed in a speech this past week in the state Senate that she was planning to get an abortion. And she said she wanted to share with her colleagues and the public the practical effects of abortion restrictions that have passed in recent years. Democratic Senator Eva Birch of Mesa, Arizona, told fellow lawmakers in a floor speech this past Monday that she was going to get an abortion because her pregnancy is no longer viable. The first-term lawmaker, who previously worked as a nurse practitioner at a women's health clinic, described a very rough journey with fertility, and she recounted a miscarriage that she had suffered. Arizona has laws that interfere with a woman's ability to get an abortion. The state law requires an ultrasound that her doctor didn't order and that she was given which she regards as just over the top. I mean, it's more invasive and it doesn't need to be. She was also given disinformation about alternatives to abortion. Did you hear what I said? She had an unviable pregnancy, and the law demands that they tell her about adoption. This is what happens when people who are not doctors stand between you and your doctor. A lot of good that kind of information does with an unviable pregnancy. Anyway, Arizona's reproductive health laws are, as they say, as my daughter says, a hot mess. There is a pre-statehood law that precludes all abortions. It conflicts with other laws. The Arizona Supreme Court, they're busy thinking about the matter. A constitutional amendment to make abortion a private matter between a woman and her doctor would help, but guess what? Only if the U.S. government does not impose an abortion ban. That would, of course, come from the Taliban wing of the MAGA party. You know who that is. Look, let's take an action. You can call or email your member of Congress and senators. Let them know that women are more than half of this country and deserve to be treated as citizens, not property. Urge them to pass the Women's Health Protection Act. Their contact information is in the resources section below, or you can use ResistBot to send an email. I'll have a copy of the email also in the description box. Here's the ResistBot. On your cell phone, text sign, S-I-G-N, PKH, GJF. I have to squint to make sure I see it. PKH, GJF. And you send that to 50409 and let them know it's time to get in gear. Okay, that's pretty much what I have for you today. Down below, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can subscribe to the Healthcare Advocacy newsletter. Send me comments. I'll try and answer them as quickly as I can. You can also email me at healthcareadvocacy1@gmail.com. Have a good evening.